welcome back. It's Shelby, and today we are making a kind of bath and body product. It's going to be a whipped body butter, and I'm so excited. I love body butter. I have really dry skin, so I'm kind of obsessed with lotions in general, but there's just something special about a body butter, particularly a whipped body butter. It's just like the best texture, and it just like sinks into your skin. It makes you feel so smooth and just like well hydrated, and it's a lovely, lovely product. But you can make them at home really easy because like a jar of body butter will run you like what, 20 bucks? You can make it at home for way cheaper than that. And when you buy the products that you need to go into it in bulk, like you can make several batches of it for just way cheaper. You know what's going in there, you know it's good for your skin, and it's fun to make. So I'm going to be making that today, and I want to share my recipe with you. I'm going to be using mango butter, cocoa butter, and coconut oil, like the more solid variety of it. That's basically the only like butter ingredients that I use. It does melt down really beautifully on the skin. It leaves you feeling just fantastic. I will also be using an essential oil. I have orange for this batch. I'm just using a single scent. You can mix scents, you can do, you know, as many different, you know, essential oils as you want. You don't have to put any in there if you're sensitive to fragrance. I just like wanted a batch of orange because I love the way this smells. It's just so effervescent and just makes you like happy and perky. So I wanted to add this to this batch, but yeah, I will link everything you need along with the recipe below down in the description along with my socials. If you like the video, let me know by hitting that thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and let's get going. So I have a metal measuring spoon right here of 1 tablespoon. I just think it's easier to scoop it out of the jars in, you know, like a metal tablespoon. I've tried plastic before, it really doesn't work that well. But I'm going in with my mango butter first, and this is a little bit harder of a butter. It's certainly harder than shea butter. It's not quite as hard as cocoa butter, which I'm not using in this recipe. You can, it's a really good one. But it does also smell like cocoa, which is a great scent, but I don't really like the cocoa orange scent, and I want this to be orange smelling. So the shea butter and the mango butter don't really have strong, overpowering scents, and they melt down and feel great on the skin. So that is why I chose the ones that I have chosen. So I've just kind of shaved this up a little bit in here. Pull this out so we have one. Yummin'. I'm just kind of lightly packing it in there because it's like not solid, it's shaved, so I want to make sure that I'm getting relatively close to the full tablespoons in here. And basically what I'm going to be doing is like a 3 parts butter, 1 part coconut oil. So the majority of it I do want to be mango butter, just a little bit stiffer. So this is my third, ooh, I should have been paying better attention, I think third tablespoon of this. I'll go back and rewatch the footage later. This should be my 4th. Then we will do 2 of shea butter, which like I said is much softer. You can just scoop that out, it looks like ice cream. Or like maybe like a sugar cookie dough batter. So 4 of my mango butter and 2 of my shea butter. The stuff is amazing though. It just, oh, it does amazing things for your skin. It's so good. And then we do actually cook with the coconut oil, so I'm going to flip my spoon around. If I can open the jar, there we go. Use the clean side of that in here. Just get myself out 2 parts of this. Come on. There we go. So it's 3 parts of the butter and 1 part of the coconut oil. Or if you want to break it down, I did 2 parts of the mango butter and 1 part of the shea butter and 1 part of the coconut oil. So this I'm going to get into, I'm going to make like a little makeshift double boiler. Basically put a pot of water on the stove, put this inside and turn it on until it's melted. Add my essential oils as it's cooling, and then we will pop it in the freezer. So I've got my little pile of butter in water. It's on medium heat, and basically just let that melt down a little bit. So it's melting down a little bit, just getting soft. Not quite there yet. So once the butter is completely melted down and is basically clear, I'm going to transfer it to just a plastic Tupperware container that can go into the freezer, because I don't want to put hot glass in the freezer right away because that's just asking for issues. So this is kind of a big container, but I'm going to be using like an egg beater in there, so it needs some room to move. But while it's still warm, I'm just adding in the essential oil that I want. It's kind of a rough count. Stir it up pretty well. Go ahead, cap that and pop that in the freezer for about 20 minutes. So this is what it should look like when it comes out of the freezer. It's soft but solid. You can kind of see the butter is still moving slightly under the surface, and it's creating a rippling effect as I move it, but for the most part it has solidified. So you're just going to get like a little egg beater and then whip it up until it's the desired consistency. So even though this looks like the most delicious frosting in the world, I'm not going to eat it. I'm going to pipe it into a little Ziploc bag and then get it into my bowl from there, or my little airtight container. Looks like I missed a small amount of butter down there with the beaters. You can see it's a different color. It's definitely more of like a yellowy type of, honestly, butter look than this creamy white frosting that we have. It's also increased in volume since we've whipped it up full of air, so it's got a lot more in here than originally when it was just the flat kind of melted oils. There we go. Get your little container that you're going to put it in. Okay guys, so this is how it turned out. This is the little container I chose to put it in. It's got a cute little cap and like a little seal inside, so it is actually airtight, so it's perfect. You can put it in like a little jar, or even like a small candle jar with like the plastic seal would totally work. So this is what it looks like before you stick your fingers into it. It melts down pretty quickly. It's a little bit firm, but it does melt into your skin really beautifully. As soon as you pick some up, it basically starts melting. So it does go in really, really fast. It's not greasy or oily after a few minutes. It really absorbs in really, really well. But you can see just kind of, let's try to get the, there we go. See how it looks like super liquidy right at first? So it's kind of a unique texture just because the coconut oil and the mango and shea butter just melt so quickly and completely into your skin. But then it absorbs super, super fast. So this is one of the things that I love about this, but sometimes people can get a little bit taken off guard because it's not like a normal lotion texture. So it stays relatively firm in the container. I'm gonna smush it down to be able to put the cap on it. But yeah, once you put it on or touch it, it does melt very quickly. All of the butters and obviously the coconut oil melt at skin temperature or a little bit before. Should be fine in room temperature unless you live in a really hot area, in which case maybe keep it in the fridge. But yeah, for the most part it should be fine. It's already sunk in. I've got a little bit left on the surface of my skin, but it already feels amazing. It smells so good. It smells like oranges and it just makes me so happy. So definitely a favorite of mine. Hopefully you guys like this. Like I said, I will put the recipe I used down in the description below if you'd like to make your own, along with my socials. If you like the video, let me know by hitting that thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.